Hi guys, I'm DriverLadyPro because I drive like a boss, but I try to stay classy like a lady. So I would like to welcome you to our once a week podcast on Sunday night, 8 p.m. If you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can get more content like this. And if you are a returning buddy, please give me a thumbs up. So this is our weekly podcast, and tonight, so far, Dark Road Run has joined us, giving you a shout out, Dark Road Run.
Hello, this is Dark Road Run on the Driver Podcast, right? Rideshare Unite, DriverLadyPro.
Yeah,
Great to be here again.
Oh, it's good. Something's caught in my throat. I don't know what. My voice is kind of lost my voice.
There we go. It's back.
So, if you have never been in here again, hey, Paid to Drive. Hey, how you doing? So, I'm trying to get two kinds of like every week I see something happening bad with either a rideshare driver or a delivery driver. Actually, this week is 2 delivery drivers and 1 rideshare driver. So what we are doing is we talk about the abuses in the ride sharing community and bring them to light. And then the second half of the podcast is about asking the experts, and we talk about from our expert opinion, the panel of people that come here talk about their expert opinion. If you do have a question that you would like me to answer on the air, please hit me up at driverladypro@gmail.com, and I will make sure I include it. So I'm going to say hi to the people in the room. We got Josh Yule. He says, hi, everyone. Hi, Josh.
Yep. What's up, Josh?
And I said hi to Paid to Drive. And Savage
Savage Sides, Governor Swampland.
Nice. The governor of Swampland. He says he's here, but he said that he has some studying to do and stuff, and driving, so he's gonna not be able to join the podcast this week, but usually he's here. And then we have Miss G. Hey, Miss G.
Miss G in the house. Miss G in the house.
And I think I met Miss G at the lot at the
the TNC lot.
I think I met her. Miss G, I think you're the girl that I met at the TMP lot. Let me know if I'm right.
Uber Girl Paula LA in the house.
Yes, we have Uber Girl Paula LA. And he says, what's up, guys? And then Josh says, I'm new here. Please tell DRR I'm here.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, Josh. What's up, DRR? And DLP says, Savage. All right, well, I'd like to welcome you all to the room. Thank you for joining us. So I am going to get started with, I think my first one is going to be, let me see, I got to find all my notes here because, of course, I spend time looking all this stuff up and then I can't find it. So here's this page. Okay. So I thought
to drive. By the way, you had a really good point on your live stream about the independent contractor, the food delivery courier that slipped and fell, and then went to a hospital, and they asked him if he fell on the job, and he said no, he's an independent contractor, and so that everybody check out Pete Paid to Drive out there.
Yes, please. I frequently check out Paid to Drive. I absolutely love his channel. He has helpful helpful tips and hints. And today I did, for my first time, I have some, before I get started, I have some news, some big news that I have for myself. I went platinum.
Hey, nice.
Remember how you said DriverLadyPro? You should probably be, what is it, diamond? And I said, no, I'm gold, like kind of low down. So I'm platinum. So anyway, so Josh says
Top Speed Reviews just stepped in, and Crispy Tampa driver and Griffin, welcome.
Yeah, welcome guys. Thanks for joining the room. So I did, then the other thing is I did my first video for my first day as a DoorDash. I did it for the first time and only for 2 hours today, and I made $36 and some change.
Oh,
so in 2 hours, I mean, that's kind of good.
Did you have to drive a lot? Drive a lot? Did you put a lot of miles though on that to get that? Or
no, you stay in one area. Yep. And I stayed in my area pretty much. That's the nice thing. That's why I liked Uber Eats, because I wouldn't take, a lot of times I didn't take really far runs. You know what I mean? Because when I don't know if you remember me saying I had cancer, but I had cancer before, and I couldn't sit down for the 45, 50 hour long ride sometimes. So
that's a good point about the food delivery does keep you in the, you're not going to get a delivery that goes, 45 minutes, hour away or something like that.
Yeah.
And you can use the restrooms of the restaurants that you eat.
Yeah, that was the nice thing. Yes. So I mean, I had enough energy from the chemotherapy. I was like in between weeks where they were giving me chemo, so I had enough energy, but I didn't want to overdo it. So that's the nice thing about doing this. So let me read what's in the room first before I get started with what I was gonna talk about. So then Josh said, DRR, hey brother, thank you for your outstanding job staying in touch with me.
Oh, no, that's good.
That Josh says thank you for your for staying in touch with him. And then Uber girl Paula, I should go I should do D. I think she's talking about email them to me, email them to you. Okay. And then Top Speed Review says, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing fabulous. Chris B. Tampa driver says, hello all. And Griffin, I'm logged into DoorDash right now. That's my favorite. All right, there's a word. There's a saying in Spanish. It's called "no post wow," and "no post wow" basically means wow. But people in Spanish will say "no post wow," like that's wow. Okay, like saying that's wow, and I'll say "no post wow e meow." That means no post wow and meow.
You gotta do some more Spanish. I'm
going to start a Spanish channel.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm going to start a Spanish channel. I just don't want to do it alone because I'm not fluent, but I have a friend that speaks English and her native language is Spanish. So I'm going to ask her. I was going to ask my spouse, but my spouse is like, I don't know. I don't know if my spouse wants to do it. I don't know. So I'm not sure. Okay. So Savage says, I just got 2 1-star ratings. Wow, Savage. Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah. Those troll passengers.
Oh, Miss G says, no, it wasn't me that I met her in the lot. Oh, okay. All right. Well, Miss G, the girl that I met in the lot was like really classy, and I saw your picture and you looked similar to her. She was real classy lady. So every time I see her in O'Hare lot, I'm like, hey, yeah.
That's cool.
I am worn out from yesterday with Gasparilla Parade. Made 318 rides from 10:30 to 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Top Speed Reviews says, I scraped my bumper against the wall inside my garage today. Then for telling customers that I don't like them blabbing out my name when the effing app tells them who I am. The effing app tells them who you are, and then they go blab out your name. And you can get all bent out of shape over. I can see that though. I can see that. All right. I have a rant video coming out. I'm sure.
Oh, nice.
You know what? I'm one of those people. I used to work in nurse aid, and I got punched in the face by this little tiny lady once. She had Alzheimer's, and she's like, "I don't know who you are," and I laughed at her. But sometimes when people get pissed, that's not the right way to handle. My spouse will get pissed, and I'll start laughing, and then they get more pissed. But it's like a Larry, Curly, and Moe type of thing. They'll get pissed off and like beat on each other more, and it's just hilarious. And it just makes things worse. Though I'm like, stop, Fat man in the house.
Fat man in the house.
Oh yes, Dustin is live again. He says,
"Oh yeah,
okay." He said Dustin told me he was going to join us later. Fat man says, I saw 3 bear penises.
Saw some skin.
Huh?
He saw some skin.
And about 4 dozen boobies yesterday at Gasparilla. Oh, okay. But I guess that's, you seen one, you seen them all. I guess, I don't know. All right. So, and it's kind of like I'm from Muskegon, Michigan, and during Bike Week they have the bike climb and stuff, and like all the girls walk around no tops, but they have like stars on their nipples. One time I tried to go, just like I didn't have a bra, and I'm like, shoot, I don't have a bra, so I put like tape on my, my top. Yeah, that hurts taking that stuff off. I'm never doing that. I don't know why these girls do that. I mean, I guess maybe, I don't know.
Let's see it.
I'm not doing that ever again.
There we go.
Maybe that was an overshare. But I'm just not. Okay. So let's get started with our show here. We've been talking about everything here. And okay, let's do this one.
Those findings and others will help the city decide if the dog is deemed to be dangerous.
Wait.
New tonight, Palm Coast animal control officers are trying to determine if a dog that attacked a 76-year-old pizza delivery man is in fact dangerous.
That dog was removed from the home this morning after deputies say it attacked the pizza delivery man, last night. Channel 9's Mike Springer obtained the frantic 911 call the dog's owner made, trying to get help.
It was at this Palm Coast home. Flagler County deputies say this 5.5-year-old pit bull boxer mix named Charlie attacked John Isles. Isles was delivering pizza to this Perkins Lane home when deputies say the dog ran past its owner and jumped and attacked the 76-year-old delivery man.
I went to open the door to go get the pizza, and the dog pushed on the side of me and jumped at him.
He was taken to Orlando Regional Medical Center to undergo plastic surgery for his injuries. Deputies say Isles was bleeding from the face when they arrived on scene. This is body camera video taken after their arrival.
You saw what happened. Me, I opened the door.
Palm Coast animal control officers arrived at the home today to remove the dog. They will investigate to see if the dog will be deemed dangerous. But the owner did come to Isles' aid after the attack the night before and applied pressure to his wounds.
Is he short of breath, or does it hurt to breathe? Do you know to breathe? Are you short of breath? No, he's not.
Deputies say the owner told them the dog did bite another dog 3 years ago, and that Isles delivered pizza there before without any issues. Reporting in Flagler County, Mike Springer, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
So let me turn this off.
To see if the dog...
So of course, I mean, what do you think of that Dark Road Run? Of course, this is one of the dangers of the job.
Right. No, and that's what Pete from Paid to Drive was talking about today about the there's another courier that was, you get injured on this. I mean, you're at risk out there of getting injured just as much as you are as a rideshare driver doing deliveries out there. But and then I think it was, I forget, it was like the guy, technically there's no workers' compensation, as you know.
No.
So,
And you have to lie when they say, were you hurt on the job?
on the job,
You got to lie and say no.
Right.
Because guess what? If you say I was hurt on the job, then they're not going to treat you because
and they're looking for a reason not to pay out too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So if you say, so that was the story on Paid to Drive. It was like someone slipped and fell, was carrying like a Grubhub order or something like that, and then went to the hospital, and they said we're injured on the job, and he said, no, I don't have a job. I was delivering a food order for app company, and then that was enough because he said that. Yeah, this guy's in the same, like, with pizza delivery.
So they didn't pay for him. They didn't treat him.
He had to pay out of pocket. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now with rideshare driving, like that's the insurance endorsement of having a rideshare endorsement policy, going to your insurance company saying, like, I want the rideshare policy on it. That gives you like kind of a gap insurance, I think. I got to look into that again. But,
I don't know. See, now this is the question, because I do Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if I do Uber Eats and that's not rideshare, but the other day I was out, I started delivering, and it started snowing, and I was like, oh, this is okay. I used to be a long time ago when my kids were young, I used to deliver papers. Okay. Back then, but they had somebody delivering the papers, and he fell on the ice, and he cracked open his head, and they sued the living tar out of the company because the company, like, apparently claimed that we were independent contractors, and then they started giving us insurance to cover any injuries that we had to pay for it, but they gave us specific insurance that only time we were on the job we could be covered, and it made us feel better. And that's really what they need to do, is they need to offer us a package so that when we are on the job, just like the rideshare insurance, we get delivery insurance too. Because I was out, I went from Best Buy to my car, and I almost died slipping, because the snow, and it wasn't a lot of snow on the ground, but it was a little bit wet and slushy. And, all it takes is that one time, and then you're out of work for a long time.
That's true. No, yeah. And these companies they know they're saving a lot of money on not offering any kind of any coverage like that, but so that's part of their marketing plan. But
so let me read a little bit of what's been said in the room. I would have to put a damn bullet in the dog's head. Savage. And then you were trespassing as far as the dog was concerned, and as a responsible owner,
oh wait, that's the wrong side. There's a dog. There we go.
As a responsible owner, you need to put the dog up before the pizza guy showed up.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I believe too. And of course, the dog is dangerous. If it's bitten someone before, they said 3 years ago it's bitten someone, and they're trying to investigate. I mean, really, the dog is dangerous. It bit somebody's face. I know the person was on your property, right, but I understand, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to come of it. So Savage says, my bad. I would have busted that dog in the damn head with my fist. He is too funny. Yeah. Chris, Tampa driver, says, still having a hard time moving today. Wow, sorry to hear that. You would be having a harder time today. It's like last I looked, it's like 6 degrees. The wind chills are bad. It's dry and it's fast dropping. We're supposed to get a storm at 9 o'clock tonight. You would be in Tampa. You're safer there. At least you're not suffering from both arthritis and whatever you're about ready to. Whatever's hurting you right now. What ailment is hurting you? And then Savage says, I have to be ambiguous with guns. And then Fat Man says, I never have a problem. I have an app that tells where the driver is, so I know he's coming. Exactly. You know the driver's coming. Why are you opening the door? And if your dog bit somebody 3 years ago, don't open the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, that guy is probably going to end up if he doesn't get his injuries covered, he's going to end up suing the crap out of the owner, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, it goes homeowners policy and but it's I'm surprised how many people like don't it's like forget they ordered the food or they don't know you're coming or it's just
Yep. Top Speed says they should have killed the dog, and then Top Speed says, at Fat Man still on here? And then Fat Man says yes. Okay, so we're getting on to the next story.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's get this going.
Crispy as back and neck and arthritis from driving 10-hour yesterday. 12-10.
Oh, 12 to 10 hours yesterday. Wow.
I hope you could able to take it easy today out there.
Yeah, that's I have arthritis in my neck.
You do,
and when I drive and my back, I have it in my when I drive too much, like these people are like just drive all these hours, but while I'm driving, I make sure I move my wrist, but I will still wake up in the morning. My hands will be like this. You know what I mean? I try to make sure that I keep this moving. But if I drive 10, 12 hours, I am hurting for certain in the morning. And I have to go to like a spa or something. I haven't ever been to a spa, but you know what I mean?
I mean, it'd be nice if it's one of the things if Uber and Lyft maybe had some kind of deal with some kind of therapy back chiropractors or something like that.
That would be nice, but the only problem is they do 10% off at this chiropractor. 10% off. What?
Yeah.
Give me more money. That's what I need. But listen, guys, and I'm promoting this on my channel, but this is an awesome place. Okay. And I haven't even been there, but I picked up several people from this. It's a Korean spa. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And you go online and it's called King Spa. It's in Niles, Illinois, if you're from Illinois. And they give awesome massages if you go online and click the coupon, you can get one for $35.
No, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yes.
They walk on your back?
I don't know. What do you have plans for Valentine's Day, buddy?
No.
I know you don't have a significant other, but like a lot of my passengers, like
relationship? No. Yes.
I know you don't have a relationship, but do you have like guys' night out, or do you make plans for Valentine's Day to hang out with somebody? So
I'm just gonna sit here and cry.
Sit there.
There's my sad effect. There we go. I wish they had a better crying sound. Oh, there we go. There's a laughing sound.
You need a laughing and crying sound.
Oh, here's an angry one. This is me. That's me on Valentine's Day.
Okay. So let's see here. All right.
But that would make a good gift, though. I like one of those.
That's what my spouse doesn't know. That's what we're doing for Valentine's Day. Yes. So keep it quiet.
Hope she doesn't watch. Does she watch the show?
No, she can't understand English.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, what is up with all these family members of YouTubers that like they don't have any idea what we do?
My spouse knows and thinks that I'm just wasting my time.
I know. It's like everybody, all these YouTubers, like they never have family members on because they don't want to be on camera, and they always think it's like, oh, so I don't know, Jermaine Ellis, like Randy Shearer, Kevin the Entrepreneur, I think. But it's I don't know. YouTube's a real thing, people.
So let me start out like this. Tony, of course, is ripping on my driving when he can't drive. Oh, yeah. At DriverLadyPro is that why you drive so bad? He has never driven with me. I have tons of compliments, and he's the one that drives really bad. He runs into crap.
It's just a little let's get along
Chris
here.
B. Tampa driver says, yes, ma'am. Tony B says, pineapple, that I bought. I haven't eaten fruit in over a year. How do you poop, buddy? Screaming.
Cute up here. Yeah, I have like 100 buttons. I don't know. Like they'll have different sound effects, but I gotta start learning what. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Whatever.
So Fat Man says went out for 3 hours and made $70 today.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Borrow some money, buddy.
Yeah.
I went out for 2 and made 36.
We need to build a wall.
There we go.
A big wall. Okay. Then that's good, Scott says Crispy Tampa driver. And then the Fat Man says, very nice, Tony. You make me proud. And then Fat Man's thank you. The only fruit I used to eat was a banana once every 6 months.
Say what?
I think it's great what Top Speed Reviews is doing there. He's got a goal in mind, a fitness goal, and I need the same fitness goal. I need to get in on that. I got to de-Uberize myself. But that's what Rideshare has done to me. Is a lot of fast food for the last 4 years, sitting in a car. And that's why I like the food deliveries. You get exercise, you get kind of walk around and everything. But there's risks out there. And if anything, like what we were talking about before, that first story, sounds like there's almost more risks. I don't know. Like, what would you say? Was there more risks with food delivery or with human food trafficking or human trafficking?
I think there's more risk with human trafficking.
Yeah.
People can get bent out of shape over the stupidest crap. Seriously.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is complete strangers getting in your car within arm's reach of you on there. So, and
I don't know if you guys remember seeing that show last week that said when we showed the guy in Las Vegas where he had 2 guys and he tried to kick him out of his car, and the one kid was behind him and like reached around and punched him in the face. The other one punched him in the face and he ended up getting a broken cheek because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have you know, after seeing that crap, I decided that I am getting an inward facing camera. I just want to get one of those ones that are little tiny, some inward facing camera. Nobody can see that it's inward. I'm not going to put it on I don't agree with putting on my channel, but what I'm going to do is I want to protect myself.
I mean, and making your dash cam visible to the passengers almost is a threat deterrent, because if they see the camera, even if it's not even on, they might think twice about. Well, no, actually, they're doing that. If they're willing to go that far and attack an Uber driver, they don't care if they're on dash cam or anything.
Right. And
too wasted
a lot of people will see my dash cam and they'll get it bent out of shape until I tell them it's only pointing outside.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I wonder if it affects your having a dash cam might give you more lower ratings if the passengers are. That's ridiculous.
So what do you, let's ask everybody else in the room. Chris, Fat Man, Tony wouldn't know. Other people in the room, what have you had positive or negative with inward facing dash cams? All right, so let's read what Fat Man says. Nice, Tony. You were making me. Oh wait, we already read that. Then Fat Man says, Christine, I got my $11 Quest.
Nice.
Oh, you got $11 Quest. I heard you guys weren't getting Quest down there, so maybe it was so busy you were able to get a Quest. So then Chris says, woohoo! And then Tony says, I just hit the inside of my garage today.
Yeah.
And you're picking on me. This is the extent to what I do. Okay, yesterday I do have problems every so often. There was a guy, I was pulling out, I looked, okay, I didn't see anything, and all of a sudden this guy in all black, even his helmet was black, and it's 12:30 at night, and he hits my car, like taps my car like that. He says, what? and like he was going by and I was about to pull out. I did not even see. And the lady and me and the lady are like, who goes driving in complete bike riding in complete blackness late at night? So usually what things that happen to me usually aren't usually my fault. Like last night, it was super slippery, like I said. And my car is super in the snow, but I went around a car. It was like super lots of snow. A road that was not at all plowed. I went around the car and I just slid just a little too much. I went really close to the car. I didn't hit the other car, but I had my heart in my throat. I'm like, you know, and it's just stuff like that. I mean, you just got to be careful, and I know from experience, you got to be careful going around. And it was just going around this guy that had parked in the middle of the road, you know, and it was just so slippery.
That's the reality of the risks there. You can do everything right as a driver and still you know, I mean, there's people out there, they decide like it's a good idea to just walk without any intersect, just jaywalk across the street wearing all dark colors on their and at night, and it's like they're basically invisible on this, you know.
They do that in Chicago all the time. We have tons of people in Chicago that like just walk out in the street, in the middle of the street, not at the intersection, just like and a lot of people that will just walk out in the street and not even look at the side. It'll be green and I'm driving, you know, 40 miles an hour down the road, and this guy decides he's going to cross the street.
But it's a good thing that Uber pays you that nighttime risk bonus of $150 a night, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, they don't. Oh,
no. And the something thing is in Illinois they have it posted all over the state. It is illegal to hit a pedestrian. You will be fine. Blah blah blah. Well, we already know that should be illegal in every state.
Right.
But I think because they have it posted everywhere, pedestrians think, oh, it's okay for me to just walk in front of a car. I'm like, oh, Lord.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get on to the next thing. All right.
This morning, a 20-year-old Auburn University student is accused of brutally attacking a Lyft driver. The bruises and cuts on Lenny Hartzall's face are hard to look at. She says her passenger, Jess Ralston, seemed angry as she was driving him home early Sunday morning. She says he refused to get out of the car and made comments about wanting to kill someone. She called 911, who told her to open the door to see if Ralston would get out.
I opened the door, and when I did, he already has his left arm cocked to hit me in the face. It had a momentary flash that, well, it could all end tonight, but I'm pretty tough.
It's pretty tough. Rawson's charged of third-degree assault. Hartzell wants those charges upgraded to felony. Auburn University says privacy laws prevent them from commenting on specific disciplinary matters. 20.
Wow. Yeah. One of the things that is really important is this is not just, you know, we did one on a delivery driver. We did this on a passenger, but this is either a passenger's, this happens to passengers and it happens to drivers too. But the problem is who gets catered to? Dark Red Run?
Yep.
Who would Uber cater to?
Those passengers, man.
They wouldn't rat's butt.
You know, yeah, it's interesting their reaction to a passenger's distress call, kind of basic or report, versus a driver's distress report. And I've seen firsthand. I've seen both scenarios on it. But when I got assaulted last summer by a passenger, I put in the report to Uber, and you know they gave me a quick. They called me on the phone with like one of their customer service. I didn't feel like talking to Uber. You know, right after it happened, I was thinking like, well, you know, this is basically the company that contracted this abuse. So like, yeah, that's the person I want to talk to right now. So, but I put in the report, I explained what happened, and they said, you know, their standard, we're sorry to hear this. We're investigating the situation to determine whether this passenger violated the community guidelines or whether it be banned from the platform. Didn't hear anything, any results of that investigation, any kind of, it's like, that's it. You know, we're sorry to hear this. Passenger does it. It's like driver's instantly suspended / deactivated. It's passenger gets like maybe a $50 ride credit. Like, here's some money. Like, you know, I mean, not that I would like money would make that any less like of a traumatic episode or event, but it's like that's, you know, they're throwing money at the passengers. And when this is what I was thinking, like, do you think there's more? What do you think there's percentage wise? There's more passengers than drivers on the platform, but percentage wise, do you think there's more bad passengers than there's more bad drivers? Which of those two?
Well, see, I don't know, because drivers get background checks, so we know.
Right.
I mean, the drivers, a large portion of the drivers, a big portion of the drivers have to be, you know, on the up and up and keep their nose clean. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Could be a more, I mean, it's a minimum background check. It's not, they're not drug tested or, you know, it's any fingerprinted or anything, but you're right. There's no checks on the passenger. So, you know, I'd have to say there's more passengers, more bad passengers in the system, and they just keep on like, well, sorry, we're not going to ban this person from the system, but we'll make sure it doesn't get, you know, you don't get matched up with this person. But they just kind of pass the buck, you know, out to all these other drivers out there. So it's, you know, to them, it's just, you know, that, so yeah, that's why I do food delivery full time now. But,
well, do you do what platform do you drive for?
Caviar, Postmates. I'll do Uber Eats, just because it's more popular outside of San Francisco. But then the other Caviar is like only in San Francisco. Sometimes they have it in Berkeley, but it's, yeah, I don't know. I still have the rideshare, and I'm still paying for the rideshare endorsement on my insurance policy, and I haven't done a person ride, an Uber X or a human delivery in almost a month now. So I'm thinking maybe just calling it quits on the rideshare endorsement and then just go full on food delivery. You don't need special insurance. You don't need a special car. It pays better. It pays a lot better per mile out there, so especially now with a flat surge. And I mean, if there is surge, that's another thing. Actually, I was gonna ask you about like the government shutdown. 800,000 federal employees. A lot of them turned to these app jobs and started driving for Uber, and like kind of saturated the already oversaturated markets. Now that the government's partially reopened, like, what do you think? Do you think that's gonna like they're gonna quit those, give that up, that app job?
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to be back busy doing stuff, but it's only partially open, right? I did hear they're trying to do something with this, though.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, Dara K went on TV a couple days ago and admitted that they had this influx of new drivers from the, like, confirmed the whole the shutdown like added a whole bunch of new drivers to the platform.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Dara K did come on, and I when you want, all right, if you guys haven't seen it, please go to Dave Slave's channel. Okay. Yeah. He did a video about it, and I thought on that video he said his kids take Uber. Dara K.
Yeah. And he was wearing a giant scarf. That's what I remember from that interview. Dara K had this scarf that was like the size of his head around, but looked like a giraffe. I
thought he said, or they had said something on there about kids taking rides or something, and he didn't say. It was something fishy about the kid situation that really just bothers me, because they're just not saying anything, you know.
Yeah, there was a they even put that into, I remember the movie The Equalizer Part 2 with Denzel Washington. Had a Lyft, or he was a Lyft driver, I think, in the movie, and then it shows him like picking up unaccompanied minors. There was, and I want to say there was some other faux pas that he made in that, like a really obvious, like it's like the script writer had never been a Lyft driver or something before. And there was the time when he picks up this drunk girl, and he sees it from this club with this guy who, like, it's obvious the guy's gonna like drug her and abuse her or something like that, and then he drops him off at a hotel, and then he thinks about it, and then he goes in and finds the room and kicks his ass and saves the girl. That was nice. Yeah, there was and I think there was a seatbelt thing. I have to watch that movie again, but so The Equalizer.
Okay, I'm going back to the room here.
We got Franco in the house.
Franco! Okay, I'm going back to the room. You said you've been kind of seeing it. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, you had a question about the dash cam thing. I think Top Speed and Chris B, Tampa driver, posted responses to the dash cam. Top Speed said, I once got in a Lyft and this guy had a dual dash cam. I actually complimented him on the dash cam and asked him where I can get one from. Chris B says, I have an outward facing dash cam on my phone. I have where I can record incognito what's going on in the car. I downloaded one of those dash cam apps when I first started on this. Top Speed, like the latest comment was Top Speed said, remember the email that Uber sent out where it was like picking up kids from soccer practice? Yeah, that was
yeah.
There's a lot of 18-year-olds waiting for their mom to pick them up from soccer practice, man. That was a legitimate email.
To the 18-year-olds waiting for their mom to pick them up from soccer practice. I'm plugging my phone in.
Oh,
all right, here we go. So I'm right in by the seat of my pants now.
Frank says his last food delivery attacked him.
Wow.
Spicy meatballs. You should have said his grown kids. Yeah. It's, oh my God. Dara's turned it into kind of a, I don't know. It's a banned word now, so I can't say it. It's a type of bag. But I don't know, man. his Twitter account like is the ultimate like rich person Twitter account. Some of his tweets are like, oh, this is what, just playing with my dog in the snow on my private ranch. It's like, or no, like he was another one. He like tweeted about like, yeah, just hanging out with my uncle who's worth $1.3 billion. So
wow.
he's not even the richest person in his family. Like he's got a nephew who's like in his late 20s that sold a tech company for like 400 million. His uncle is worth over $1 billion, and becomes a very rich family. And for him to identify with the driver, who's out there, just I don't know, it's comical, I guess. But yeah, they picked him to bring this company public, but I don't know if he's gonna stay around after they go public.
Well, and he addressed it on they're not going public. They said, what did they say? They were going to try and do it this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then on that interview that you can watch on Dave the Uber Slave's channel,
mm-hmm.
He said that they're not going public this year. They don't know how long it's going to take, yada, yada.
Oh, yeah.
So, basically, they're not going public for a year. Now, I don't know about Lyft. Lyft has said that they are going to be postponing their public.
Oh, them too. Oh, okay.
Going public for because of the government shutdown, which I don't understand what the government shutdown has to do with going public. I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff though.
Yeah. I heard that like they have to. They want to show at least 1 quarter of profitability, and then they'll kind of get the momentum and do the IPO. But it's just definitely when they go public, they got to be both those companies have to show a profit, have to be profitable. I guess. So because their share price is going to be based on did they meet their expectations? Are they making a profit? And so when they're a private company, people are investing in the future monopoly potential of the company, and they can invest in the dream that someday it'll be, they'll rule the world. But, you look at Tesla didn't they're still making money, but it's like they didn't meet their projections in the last couple quarters, and they had to lay off like 7,000 jobs, and they're making like emergency moves to, we got to fix this here. So, with Uber, so I'm guessing when they go public, they're going to be kicking on the advertising machine with the app, and so passengers, drivers, possibly, every time you log in, it'll have like a little banner ad or a 15-second commercial, and none of that money is going to be going to the drivers. Not sharing it with us.
All right, just tell me this. If you had like all these ads, I don't know. All right, Google decided to take over Waze, and I don't use Waze anymore because Google decided to put so many doggone advertising. I'm driving down the road and I see go to Dunkin' Donuts near you. Right. And I'm like, no, I want to drive. And then, here's go to Taco Bell near you. It's right here. And I'm like, wait a minute, I got to be able to see this map.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they like cover the map. I haven't used Waze in a long time because of that. It's like they took that, what was a really awesome app, and then they just destroyed it, And I don't hear people saying, oh, you need to use Waze. It used to be everybody was saying, oh, use Waze. Screw that Uber Eats, or screw that Google, screw that Uber navigation, use Waze. But they don't do that no more. And you know why they don't do that? Because they have done a bunch of crap. Advertising. If they do that to the Uber app, who's going to want to even drive with it? All right. I can't see what's going on in the room. Can you give me an update?
Oh, sure. Yep. I'm just going to start from the bottom. Fatman Oh, here, wait. Actually, I know where I last one. Okay, Frank's food delivery attacked him. I think I'm not sure if that was a legitimate. That might have been a comment on an earlier topic here we were talking about. But top speed reviews. Remember the email where it said picking up kids from soccer practice? Yeah, the Dara. Let's see here. Frank said the banana said I was a fruit. So yeah, so that was probably the earlier comment here. Fat Man says Uber had a promotion over Gasparilla, $2 per ride, but you had to pick up in the Gasparilla zone, so impossible. Yeah, that sounds like Uber. That's so Uber to do that. And once you get trapped in those huge crowds. And Chris B, Tampa driver, did you see the quest for next week? And Fat Man, you don't want to go public when the economy is up and down. As a shutdown is very risky, and that's why. That's a good point. Yeah, it's if the economy is doing good, people are going to get in on this IPO. But if people are worried about going into debt because they haven't gotten paid in 2 months, yeah, you can see where it kind of. It's crazy. I mean that shutdown costs something like $6 billion in productivity, which is more than what it was about. But yeah, no, it's partially over. I think as Josh was pointed out, it's partially over, but it could flare up again in another 3 weeks. It was a temporary opening. So maybe in 3 weeks it's going to be all these people are going to be back on the system. But yes, Christine, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. in Tampa. That's the quest bonus. Quest times. They also need more time to figure out how to screw the drivers, more time to gain a profit. Waze takes too long to load. Yeah, that's true. It's just more complex of an app. I haven't used Waze in years. I switched over to Google Maps and got used to it. But the best navigation is whatever you're used to on that. So whatever's the easiest to it. But let's see. Chris B says Waze saved my ass tonight. Last night. Oh, okay. I do kind of miss how they had like the alternate routes though. That was, you could click on it and it'll give you like 3 different paths or something like that. Josh loves apples. He's a fan of apples. And Frank said the apple said I had no appeal.
Oh, I love apples too. What is your favorite apple, Josh? Mine is Fuji.
Oh yeah.
I love Fuji apples. I just think they're awesome.
Yeah.
So I need to go on. We need to we're 9 minutes into the Ask the Expert, and we haven't started Ask the Expert. But I want to talk about this other article that I found first. I don't have very many Ask the Expert, so might as well take up the time anyway.
Yeah.
So at 1 p.m. Last Friday, a guy talking about riding a bicycle attacked an Uber driver, smashed his window, and struck him in the head with a bike lock while they were passengers. Oh, it was in while they were in passengers in the. Oh, so he's a cyclist, but he was in the. He was a passenger in the back seat. So he like bashed this guy in the face.
Who was the attacker?
The cyclist allegedly used the lock to smash the car's front windshield and shatter the rear window. Man. When the driver exited his car, said the suspect hit the 23-year-old in the head and the back with a lock. But I'm going to put this the video. The guy gets climbs up on the car and does like a Tarzan. It was unreal. He climbs up on the dude's car.
Did the driver almost hit the bicyclist in the back?
No, I think the bicyclist was like a passenger in his car. Oh no, the driver was taken to the hospital and the passenger, also he hit, this is what I didn't understand. A bicyclist like beat up, he said the driver tackled the guy and he said he let the guy up and the guy rode away on his bike. What?
But he just got randomly attacked by the cyclist?
It sounds like him and his passengers were randomly attacked by a bicycle. So maybe the bicyclist thought he was doing, but this is the reason why you have to have a dash cam, folks.
There's dash cam. Oh, jeez. There's dash cam footage of this guy jumping on the hood, like kind of terrorizing this driver and the passenger up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I have it in already. I put it ahead of time in the thing. So if you want to look at it, the footage of him standing on top of the car, you know, acting like Tarzan or something, on top. After he beat the guy up, you know, I don't know.
Smashing his window. Yeah.
Maybe he was on drugs. I don't know. Maybe he had to have been on drugs.
UTH in the house. Universal title here.
Hey, Universal title. Woohoo! Thank you for joining our podcast.
Batman says, say addicted after every question I ask. Number one, people who like drugs are addicted. People who love alcohol are addicted. What hit you in the face last night? Addicted. Okay.
He was hit in the face by a
bike lock.
Bike lock.
Yeah.
So unreal. Now,
does Uber's insurance for the drivers, that doesn't cover any medical incidents? So that would this fall into the got injured on the job, so your own insurance is not going to cover you?
Yep.
Yeah.
He would have to pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a great system.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. I really think that they're going to have to I think they're going to have to regulate this, and they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to do something. It's all going to come to a head on both Uber and Lyft eventually. I think they're going to have to do something because just before Christmas, I mean, they did it to us in Chicago a little bit, but just
the rates right before
dropped the freaking rates.
Yeah.
You know, so people are really ticked. If you feel like there is nothing you can do, I can make sure. I am part of organization called AIW, Alliance for Independent Workers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm part of an organization called Chicago Rideshare Advocates. We are based out of Facebook. We do have Alliance for Independent Workers does have a webpage called gigsup.org. You can get a hold of me. I do have a Facebook page called, you can get a hold of me on DriverLadyPro@gmail.com if you want me to put you in touch with places that can if you can help us out. I don't know if y'all know this, but in France people are like protesting once a week. They're going out and like wearing the vests. These are these are taxi drivers that are being taken advantage of. And then in London, there are Uber and Lyft drivers. Well, not Lyft drivers, Uber drivers that are protesting there and holding big protests. Then I don't know if y'all know, in Australia they already got this shit turned over. Everybody in Australia band together, all the Uber drivers down there, and they did like a 3-day shut off, and bam, they demanded that they give them back. And there are, like in New York, they're making headway in New York. The AIW is a national organization in all of the United States. And we do regular demonstrations the second Monday of every month. We do demonstrations, and we have been collaborating with other driver organizations that will help us move forward. And there's also teams of people working in the legal end of things too. So this is not, you are not alone. If you feel, I don't want you to feel like you're alone if you are upset with Uber and Lyft, but I am telling you right now, I have decided to really scale back on my rideshare driving and do more DoorDash or other things than just Uber. And I suspect eventually I will not do Uber at all. So, and you are at the same, and the problem too is Uber, if Uber wants a quality product, if they want to be able to have a quality product, they will quit hiring all these new people and having all these bad problems with Uber drivers. If they set a limit and made a schedule, they'd have a lot less
incidents.
Drivers raping. I saw I've seen every so often I see where a driver rapes like a 14-year-old. It's ridiculous. And I mean, I'm not, and the passengers are not any better, but I'm just saying, if Uber wanted to put this all under wraps, it'd be better if they treated their long-term drivers better and other drivers from coming in and out of the system, so they didn't have so much uncontrol of what was going on,
Right. No, so, the treatment of the long-term drivers is, I mean, they built this company, those long-term drivers who would put in 10,000 plus rides in a couple years. Like this company was like, the passengers will never meet somebody who actually works for Uber. That they only meet the drivers. Yep. That's their own interaction. So that's the face of the company. And so all these, the billions of dollars of valuation, like this all rests on the interaction with the driver. So they owe the drivers a lot, a lot more than 60 cents a mile on this stuff. So and what about I mean, okay, so I'm gonna vent a little bit, but if you are an app developer in San Francisco, software engineer, and you work for Uber, you're looking at Christmas bonuses, you're looking at stock bonuses, you're looking at guaranteed salary packages and health insurance. Catered lunch, they have a break room that they're not paying for food. I mean, like this stuff. San Francisco is one of the better markets out there, at least it used to be, but now there's just this crazy amount of drivers out there, and there's no surge anymore. But I would feel guilty when I go to Subway. Like that's like sometimes that's like an hour's worth of, or hour or more worth of driving people around to buy, a meatball sandwich, at fast food. And it's just, there's a huge pay difference on what are the risks? What are the risks that these app developers at Uber are going through? Like they take the BART, the public transit to work. They go to their office and they sit in the nice, comfortable building with their own private security at the gate, not letting anybody in. And, they just sit there, work on the computer, and maybe, answer some emails on Twitter on help support. But they probably found a way to outsource the Uber support Twitter account. But yeah, that's what. And whereas the drivers are, I mean, there's just such a huge difference in the pay scale on this, and us being like kind of the key, like the keystone of this company. And
yep.
But then again, I like, the thing is, but
we're so expendable. And he has come, the CEO has come and said, okay, go ahead and leave, because they have plenty more drivers, but they're not going to keep them.
Right.
They have plenty more 21-year-olds coming on the platform. The problem is their the quality. I guess they feel okay enough with their quality that they don't care, you know, that they have a constant turnover. But I personally feel like, you know, if you want people to stop raping other passengers and stuff like that, you keep your drivers, you keep the quality drivers, and you pay them decent. You know what I mean? But you know, what do I know? I'm just a regular Uber driver. So this is the other thing I wanted to talk about. Besides this, well, it's the same thing actually. I just watched a video, I watched a video the other day saying, or let me start with this. I watched the rideshare guy, just before he started the podcast.
Oh yeah, Harry. Yeah.
And what's his name, Joe or something like that? I can't remember.
Okay, one of his
guys. Okay, one of his regular guys that gets on all the time. I watch him all the time, and he said that actually the rate change he figured out in his was like 2% a year, and he said there was another guy and he was from LA. I think he said he was from LA. And the other guy that he knows is from New York. And he talked to this buddy from New York, and they said they found that the rate drop was 2% a year. But he said that if he's making $100,000 a year, that's $2,000 a year that he's losing. And and he said that he's losing like, it doesn't seem like he's losing like $36 or so. Was it a $36 a day or something like that? And but it ends up being a lot of money at the end of the year. Now I can attest to that, and I'm not all right. These people that are saying you can make a lot of money in this job, God love them. Okay, if you work your ass off, of course you're going to get rewarded. Okay.
Right, and that's why I don't want to take anything away from those hardworking drivers out there, and they obviously they love this job, they know the risks out there, and they're willing to do this. God bless them. You know, I wish them the best.
And let me tell you, I absolutely love doing Uber. I do. I love it. I love the customers. They are wonderful. 99.9% of the customers are absolutely fantastic. I drove Saturday night. I had the best customers. I always leave this job feeling like $1 million. You know, you're driving. A lot of my customers will sing to me. They just start singing to the songs in the car. Videotaping that crap. They do. They all the time. I've had so many customers sing to me in the car.
But it's a 9 out of 10 job, because that one passenger out of that 10 can be the worst possible experience in your entire life. But I guess, I mean, you know, I don't want to like, I got to keep checking myself when I make statements like that, because if you work at, you know, a grocery store, a convenience store, a gas station, it's the same deal. Like most 99% of the time, you can have people just go in, buy something, and leave. But then there's the 1% chance you could get held up. You know, someone comes in and robs the place. There's risk in all these jobs out there. So, you know, this is, of course, it doesn't help that this risk is there. It's just, the problem is there are obvious solutions to reduce this risk that Uber and Lyft don't take, because they favor profitability over protection.
Well, they're trying to make things cut and dry. You know, like the reason why they aren't making every single one of their drivers, I don't know if y'all know the reason why we are not allowed to drive people under 18 is because you have to get fingerprinted.
Yeah.
They would have to fingerprint every living one of us.
Uber Girl LA just said she's been doing Hop Skip Drive, which is I believe that's the rideshare in the Bay, like rideshare in California, that is designed for minors out there. So there's a company out there that apparently is doing but they go through the whole thing about the. I think pretty sure they have to go through they have to go through the fingerprinting as a driver and everything. So that
would be nice, and it would be nice if they brought that here. But
I wonder though if it's going to be competitive though. I mean,
well, you remember that one that was just for women when you
right, yeah.
When you cut out part of the population, if you don't make it for everybody, it's going to be really hard. If you make it for everybody, okay. If you advertise
drive
for everybody,
yeah, that was that one. But they went out of business. They didn't. I don't think the company survived.
No, they didn't, and it was just because they would only the only people driving and riding were women. Can't do that. You can do, okay, I'm going to pair you only with a woman. Okay, if you prefer getting paired with women, they should have that. They should consider the customer. Oh, all right.
Very easy for them to add that in the app, but
I do have a video coming out about it's called How to Order Uber Eats. Now, I know y'all like, look, I already ordered Uber Eats before, but I know how. But there are people, there's a lot, it's a very popular subject. So in the video, when I was making the video, I ended up having to call Uber Eats to adjust my order. And there is no effing way that I'm ever ordering from Uber Eats again. Because they were like, I was like, look, I was looking around to like go back and like try and fix my order, and that order ended up getting put in, and then I tried to get I tried to stop the order, and I couldn't find the button to stop it in the app. And then I had to call customer support, and then I get on the phone with a foreign guy, and then he's like asking me, he's asking me the same questions over and over again. And then he's like, why do you want to get rid of the order? And I said, because I want to get rid of it. It's none of your damn business. It's none of your damn business. I do not want the order. Cancel it. But he's like, well, I will this time, but next time we're going to charge you for it. And I said, next time I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
No, if you don't give good customer service, what? Goodbye. Yeah. So I don't know. I just decided, I don't feel like Uber gives good enough. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't feel they have good enough customer service. So
yeah, it's an algorithm. It's a calculation on they can either invest more money into the customer service and create this much amount of value, or just kind of cut that, and it just doesn't. Yeah, I guess it doesn't
invest more money in flying cars,
right? Yes.
And get a lot of people all excited about these flying cars that are coming any minute now.
Yeah.
You need one of those buttons like a guy groaning.
I need more Dara K sound drops on.
Yeah. We need to go on there. We need to go on and find some crazy sounds that like from Trump.
Yeah. Travis Kalanick has some great ones in the back.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah. All right. So I'm off my soapbox and whatever I was talking about. So let me get my phone and we'll start ask the experts.
All right.
That we're halfway into. Usually,
it's a lot of hardworking drivers out there, and a lot of hardworking rideshare YouTube channels out there that they put in the hours, and they're making a decent living out there, and they love this. And it's like, I think that's like the kind of the perfect driver is someone for this platform, someone who can. And we're just, if you just realize the risks out there, and if you accept it, and you're making a profit, like it's up to you. You don't you have to figure out this stuff for yourself. If you have to go over your own expenses, what you're making. If you're making money, you got to find that out for yourself. So there's less. I think there's less channels these days though that say about how to make money in markets that they're not familiar with. But I don't know. It was back in the early days. It was like, I guess when everybody was kind of referral hungry. But
this is one thing that bothers me about this Uber and Lyft business is they want you to refer people and you get money for referrals. And so there are people out there that will be like, this is a fantastic gig. This is so fantastic. And I owe tons of money. Okay. Yeah. If you drive your ever living butt off, the truth is if you drive your car into the ground, yes, you'll make a lot of money. You can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a business in a box.
DriverLadyPro will tell you the truth. I am not going to lie to you. I have to be able to put my head down on the pillow at night. And the truth is I cannot tell you that you aren't going to sacrifice your car for a paycheck. That's what you're going to do.
That's true. Yeah. But you got to, it's, just, it's, this is business in a box for people who, like most of the drivers that have never operated their own independent business before. So it's like, this is a totally different way of thinking than a 9-to-5 job. So there is no manager that you can complain to about the treatment on this job. And so, definitely
there's no forms you can fill out, and there's no you can go to the employment, whatever, because we're not employees.
Right. And Uber wants to kind of walk that fine line, that gray area, keep us in that gray area. And they kind of create that illusion that like, oh, they got you covered. They're on, you're an Uber driver. You're part of the Uber family here. It's like,
we're a partner.
Yeah. Partner. Yeah. But
the rideshare guy said that at the end of the guy that was doing the rideshare guy said that at the end of his video, if you believe you're a partner, then you're lost. Yeah, don't believe that you are a partner.
Just know the risks of this job, and you do it if just do it with your eyes open on this stuff. But you're gonna find a lot more information about what those risks are by actual drivers who have YouTube channels out there. So and also it's there's real drivers out there making real money, and they give really good helpful advice. The rideshare revolution, no limitation rideshare out there, they're killing it with this stuff. But they know what it takes out there, and they're not hiding away the fact that, like, when they post their earnings, it says they drove for 91 hours or something like that a week.
Right. But, the fact is they drove for 91 hours, and right now we are getting paid 60 cents a mile here in Chicago. And the national average for the wear and tear and maintenance on your car, all that stuff, is 8 cents.
And that was a Uber Hints topic video last week. That was an interesting point where if our tax deduction is 58 cents a mile, because that's the average like wear and tear on the estimated wear and tear on a vehicle, and so that's how much we get to write off. And if Uber pays us less than that, then like in the bigger picture, does that mean we're driving for a loss?
Exactly.
I got to understand. I got to figure out where they come up with that 58 cents, because that might not be, a $5,000 used Prius that gets 41 miles per gallon or something like that. They might be they have to take into account like the SUV out there, the brand new, $40,000 SUV and the Prius. Like maybe they're taking that huge average, and they said 58 cents rather than saying like have to come up with a different rate for every different car out there. They just say like, we'll just kind of cut it down the middle. But
yeah. So let me start reading what's in the room here for a little bit. Uber Girl Paula says exactly. That's why I love to do Uber, so much fun. And she's talking about when I said I absolutely love Uber. I had a fantastic time Saturday night. I had some fantastic customers. But it's just that I hate the company. Okay, so Uber Girl Paula, a scientist said Uber keeps 20K, and then Uber Girl Paula says I've been doing hop, skip, drive any female rideshare drivers in San Francisco, she says. And then Uber Girl says, basically, I'm on Uber Black fares. Okay, that's what I would like. And then Fat Man says, had a dude blowing up my phone yesterday, wondering where I was, told him 500,000 people were in the street. He needs to wait. He told me to hurry the F up. I canceled. Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
If you're told to hurry the F up, I'm canceling.
They call you where you're at.
Yeah.
Like.
And then Uber Girl says, and this is a car service for minors. Oh, she's talking about the
I'll be right back in a sec.
Okay. And then Uber Girl says, I got fingerprinted. She got fingerprinted it. Fares are high, she says. And then Fat Man says, you keep it, Paula. I ain't taking kids. And then Uber Girl says, it's awesome. And took about a month to get on the platform. That it sounds like something that would be awesome. I would love that to come to Chicago. But Uber Girl Paula, do you only take kids or do you take everybody? Fat Man says the DoorDash and Bike Squad, you can chat with them and modify or change an order. You can't with Eats. Oh, okay. Uber Girl Paula says they are planning on going nationwide soon. Awesome. Sounds good. Hey, tell them to come here. Just SoCal, SFO, and CO. I think that's Colorado.
Colorado, yeah.
And then Miss G says order DoorDash. Yes, I'm going to do a how to order DoorDash video too. But I'm working on you guys, it takes time to do these videos, and I'm working on the video that I did today, my first day doing DoorDash. I brought my little buddy, my roommate's kid. I love these kids. I have two. My roommates have two kids, and one is 5. Or is he 6? He's 5. He's 5, and his brother is 9. I brought the 9-year-old. 9-year-old's good enough to old enough to learn work ethic. And he doesn't have to be put in a car seat. So I made his butt come out, and the darn kid ended up making like $23 in tips on DoorDash. Kid. It was right in 2 hours, $23. Darn kid. I told him, okay, you keep the tips, I'll keep the rest. Yeah, he made tons of money. I should have never told him that.
That's why I was thinking, like, I wonder if I get more tips if I deliver, like, wearing a cast or something like that.
There you go. Yeah, he got, I think it was because we got a really big order. There was a big, gigantic order. I think that was because somebody gave us a big, gigantic tip, so. And then Paula says, I couldn't do food delivery. It's just not for me trying to park. Yeah, I hate, that's why I love it. Go ahead.
Oh, this is a good point. The parking is,
Yeah, that's why I like to bring somebody a passenger like my spouse that can move my car while, that if I have to double park, that way if a meter maid comes along, yeah, my spouse can just move the car.
Yeah, I see that a lot in San Francisco. Yeah. People do tag team food delivery out there.
Yeah. Fat Man, dark A sound drop equal the sound of a blowout in. Okay. Fat Man, I think Uber should give drivers who have constantly maintained a 4.9 plus rating 20% raise every year. That will filter out the bad drivers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
And they should charge low star rated passengers more for the ride.
Good idea.
But it, it's
Uber Girl Paula says, good point, Fat Man. Fat Man says Uber is giving a $10 referral in my market. Not doing it. Then Uber Girl Paula LA says, I get 700. I don't know how much it is here, but have you ever seen me come on and endorse Uber and say, please check out my link if you're new? No.
Yeah.
It is in my description. I do leave it in my description because there have been when I was doing DoorDash, I wanted to sign up for DoorDash, and one of my DoorDashing buddies, the Lyft DoorDash guy, whatever his name.
Oh yeah,
Tony. That's his name.
Team LMDU.
Yes. I was thinking I need to sign up under his DoorDash one time, so I was looking for his DoorDash, and then I thought, you know what? If I get a DoorDash code, I'm going to make sure I put it. So when I do get a DoorDash, I don't know if I do have one. I'll have to go to the hub and find it, but I will be putting that down there. And I will promote DoorDash, but I'm not going to promote Uber and Lyft. I'm not going to say, hey guys, sign up. You're going to make a load of money. Okay. Even though that would probably make me a lot. Look at how much money I'm making. Yeah. I have been doing good this year compared to last year. Of course, last year I had cancer. Well, that was like, that was the end of 2017. But I am doing, I have been doing a lot better. When I went to pick up my taxes, I was like, wow, doing a lot better. So as far as doing more rides and stuff.
Well,
but my health is better. And there's a lot of people out here that are retired that do this, or they're, all that, and they can't drive endless hours So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. So Fat Man says 58 cents a mile. Yep. And then Uber Girl Paula says neither do I. And then Tampa Driver says hell no. And then Uber Girl Paula says, hey, Chris B out in Tampa. Okay, wait.
Chris B had to take off.
Reading all these. It is my plan for next year. This is tentatively. It's not set in stone yet, but I do have family in Naples. Next year, I'm at least taking the first 3 weeks of January because it's so dead here, and I'm going to drive in or around Orlando. Just so you know, I'm going to ask some of my buddies if they want to rent a Airbnb, and we'll just go there and hang out on the beach and drive some and kind of have a workcation.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Be able to go to Disney World.
How hard would it be to transfer to get onboarded in Florida though?
Well,
is that an easy state to get in?
I was able to turn on the app in Naples, and I've heard that in cities that you don't have a lot of big regulation, like I don't I can't I might not be able to in LA or San Fran.
Right. Because
there's probably lots of regulations there.
SFO requires an SFO TNC permit thing that,
and here in Chicago, they have a lot of regulations. But I have had my friend, one of the guys in Grand Rapids, came down here and drove in Chicago for one day. So, it may be that we can drive everywhere, but I don't know the truth of it. Yeah. Okay, Seashell is in the house.
Oh, Seashell. What's up, Seashell?
Hi to Seashell. Okay. Tampa Driver, gotta go, everyone. Good night. Oh, she took off. Sorry. She took off at 9:39. I'm behind, and then $23 in tips would have been in my hand. It's called Taxes Kit. It's called Taxes Kit. Next time I'm just gonna give them, like a flat rate. This boy, he came home today. He made $4 in tips on Uber, and then $23 in tips on DoorDash, and then I also gave him $5 for helping me. So the kid came home with $32 today. He's a 9-year-old, and what's a 9-year-old going to do with $32 except for buy a video game? Yeah. Okay, Savage says need a cop car, and that would be nice. I would love to own a cop car, like one of those old cop cars. Yeah.
Crown Victoria.
Savage, I need you to keep the kids in line. And then Savage says, F those are good points. And then says, I have mine on my channel, but I'm not signed anyone up.
Referral codes.
Other referral codes. And then Savage says, tell kids to do their homework. There you go. And then Uber Girl Paula says, start in Beverly Hills after the schools are in, switch to select on Uber. Okay, then Uber Girl Paula says, I do Airbnb too. And then Savage says, New Orleans has a lot of red tape. Baton Rouge, don't. Swampland has state restrictions. So I don't know if I can drive, where I can drive, if I can drive. I was told I definitely can drive in Milwaukee. So
I don't know if
I'm going to turn on when I'm in Muskegon. I'm going to turn on in Muskegon, Michigan.
I don't know if Uber wants to make that public information. I mean, that too obvious, because I'm guessing it's got to be some kind of loophole with the fact that I wonder if there's any insurance implications. Like if you got into a car accident driving in another state on a platform that it let you log into, I wonder if that's that violates the terms of service on.
Well,
they stick. It seems like something like Uber would do is like put in something in terms of service that you're only covered within the state that you've been checked out on, applied for.
But the thing is, you need to know is now that they made it so that we can go statewide, we're considered federal. And the Supreme Court said that employees that or not employees, independent contractors, federal independent contractors can have class action lawsuits. So by rights, because we are working across state lines.
Yeah, that was your personal driver brought that up about doing business across state lines. That was
even if we are just getting our hot dog buns, he said,
right. That was
across state lines. Yeah, they're being shipped in. That's considered a federal issue. So now they can say, oh, you have to do arbitration, but now the Supreme Court, somebody has to bring that up and go against it now and actually try and do it, But I think really eventually this is all going to end up in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Okay, Fatman says you can email Lyft and see if you can drive in Florida. I'm sure you can. I know you can do that for Lyft, but Uber does this crap of Uber does this. He said Uber you can't. Okay. Then Fatman says I am able to drive in Georgia with Lyft. Then Uber Girl Paula says Bam drives in 2 states. Yeah, Rideshare. What is this called? No limitation Rideshare drives in both states. Yeah. Then Fatman says, I'll get my buns wherever my hot dogs will fit. And then Savage says, Uber as a tech company can easily change that and say drivers who cross state lines are cheating the system.
Yep.
And then he says F Lyft.
Uber watches everyone.
Tampa says, yep, Uber watches everyone. I know, but listen, they can say, but they would have to tell people, oh, you can't take an Uber across state lines. And they're going to have to tell their passengers. Well, they won't tell their passengers. They'll make it up to the drivers to tell the passengers. Woohoo!
Oh, we got someone in. We got who we got?
Dave.
We got Dave the Uber Slave. What's up, Dave?
How are you, Dave the Uber Slave?
Oh my gosh, I have no sound.
Oh, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, test 1 2. He says he had no sound.
Doggone.
I can hear him.
Damn it, I have no sound.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
I could barely hear you, but I can't seem to turn it up or anything.
We can hear you.
We could do sign language. We could.
Actually, I went to college for sign language.
You do? Yeah, you know. Oh, yeah.
I know some sign languages, but a lot of the stuff that I remember is dirty.
Wow, this is weird. Why do I not have sound?
Yeah, that's strange.
I hope you're doing well out there.
Phone?
I can like kind of hear you, but I can't turn it up for some reason. It's all the way up.
Oh. You're sounding pretty good coming through. It sounds.
You sound good.
Yeah. Let's see. Paula says Lyft is the devil. I agree. I agree. I thought of a Lyft story that happened back in 2016.
This is so weird.
That Savage Scientist. You'll like this one. It's like this is
really stumped on this one.
Yeah. It's a sound. The sound's probably going through. Well, I guess it's probably going through his phone. It sounds like he's on. Seems like he's on his phone. But
he might have to restart his phone.
Okay, I can kind of hear you now.
I changed. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Test 1 2. Check 1 2.
Yeah, I can hear you guys a little bit.
Oh, okay, cool. You sound good. How are you doing, Dave?
Pretty good. I'm on the way home. I was working.
Oh yeah.
I ended up all over LA today.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
I didn't really make much money. I had one trip that was like $50.
Saturday night I used to make consistently in an 8 to 10 hour period. I would make at least $200 on a Saturday night. And now when it's surging, last night I made $180. I have noticed at least a $20 difference in my earnings now that we got the 30-cent pay cut, 30-cent per mile pay cut. That's what I think. I mean, I could go over my earnings and show what I made last year compared to this year, what have you.
Have you noticed a slowdown too in the requests? It's just not as busy. There's a lot more gaps longer gaps between requests, Mandy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It used to be when I first started. It was popping. It was a lot. Uber was popping, crazy busy, and Lyft was too. And now it's it's like struggling. It's hard.
I have my destination filters on for both Uber and Lyft, and I can't seem to get a trip home.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You can used to be you could get a trip home, especially during like at 10 o'clock at night. If you turn your destination filter on, in Chicago, you can find a trip home, and now it's you're lucky. You're lucky. That is, I'm just telling my truth. Some people hate that I'm telling my truth, but I have to lay down at night and put my head on the pillow, and that I have to be.
Nothing wrong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with voicing your opinion or experience and everything. So,
yeah,
you know, you're not, and this thing, like people. There's people out there that they give opinions and they expect if like they get offended if they don't take that advice or something. But for me, I'll say, hey, this is what happened to me. Take it or leave it. I won't be offended if you're not gonna like, you know, you still continue to go doing whatever. It's So, oh, we got RDD.
What's up, crazy people, man? What's up, crazy people?
You guys know that you come in and there's like 3 minutes left of the podcast.
That's all right. That's all right.
Well, I still made it though, right? I didn't expect.
That's the best part of the Super Bowl.
I am still working on doing the front page, a new front page with Dave the Uber Slave and without UDM in the picture. Oh, yeah. And I've been working on it for quite a while, but and I had it all done until then. I said, oh, maybe we should put Dave the Uber Slave in. So now I have to redo it, and now pretty soon I'll have all of our faces up on there.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Nobody wants to see my face.
Well,
yeah, my life.
I know. I think like Dave.
A little bit more than I wanted.
Like there is does anybody who else people who out in the chat? Doesn't Dave have a striking resemblance to Tony Hawk? Dave
looks like a serial killer. But
my nickname's Tony Cock, K-A-W-K.
I can see Dave driving around like, jump in my van. Oh, wait, hold on. I have a fan, too.
Dude, some 18-year-old girl last night, I was in Thousand Oaks, and I picked up a bunch of 18-year-olds, right? And one of the girls, when she was getting out, she was like asking me for my Instagram and stuff. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Be careful with that, Dave. I know it's legal and all, but.
Hey, at least they were 18. I thought I was gonna have to kick them out of the car.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's what I was saying. At least they were legal, man. At least they were legal.
So I'm gonna read the room. Dave, turn the volume up on the phone and click OK on the warning that
I think he sorted out the sound.
Loud. Okay, that was from earlier. Then Fanny says, I don't endorse driving under the influence of scurry. Okay. Sorry, he said.
Paula says Dave is stoned right now.
Oh, okay. No, Dave's not stoned.
Dave cannot confirm nor deny these
I don't know anything about it. Okay. It's the week before Super Bowl. You're not going to get crap. Yeah, but I can't wait till I can't wait till Super Bowl, and then I can't wait till what is it? St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's always a crazy day.
I gotta work on my St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, can't believe it's been a year. Wasn't it last year was the hashtag delete Uber, like do not drive on St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, I think that was the year before.
Oh, it's a year before.
I think.
No,
I think
it was last year.
Yeah.
So,
delete Ubers every day.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Especially when you see that Scott guy. That Scott.
Oh yeah.
His last name, whatever. He's always in my chat stuff. He's always like hashtag delete Uber, then throws a trip referral code out there. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, why you delete my thing, man? I was like, because you can't throw your referral code out on my crap, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, Scott Walsh.
Trip. Yeah, there you go. If I'm not referring people for trips, I'd be damned if somebody else is going to refer them on my
Dude,
trip.
Scott Walsh is about to get deactivated from Trip because of that shit. No, he really is. He got warned.
Oh man.
Started yet? Like you are deactivated. Yeah, I just got done talking for like an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't expect to be that live that long.
That's all right.
People started throwing super chat at me, so I just like was okay. Let's keep it going. We got up to 42 bucks.
Oh, nice.
But then some people said they sent me something through PayPal, so I'll have to check that. So we'll see. But it seemed like it was good. Mine was why are there so many entitled passengers out there lately? I swear to God, it feels like
lately
this is gonna be the year of entitlement, man.
Okay.
That video I made 6 days ago just hit 200,000 hits.
Oh, yeah.
And it's that chick that wouldn't get out the car until the cops came. Then she was like, delete that video. Delete that video, you bird box bitch. I was like, damn. I was like, oh, hell no.
Did you guys see my video? The parent was like, the mom was all pissed at me.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
I said, she was like, we've ordered Uber before. This isn't our first time. And Dave's like, it's not my first time saying no either.
Yeah, that one.
It's like, you know how many times I say no a day? Let's count the ways. 1, 2, 3.
Did you notice how he's like, well, it's my wife's account. You talk to her.
And all right, and it's still like, guess what, bro? The answer didn't change from no to hell no. I mean, what you want? What you expect from me, man?
Okay. The time of the tone of the time is 10 o'clock. 10:02, and the spouse is saying, "Come on,
All right, yeah, it's 11 here. I'm good. I just wanted to at least come back on for a minute because I at least said I was going to join.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad I made it. Yeah, I made it.
DriverLadyPro is a sub.
I made it, bitches. All right, I'm a little too hyped up for my chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any quick expert advice that you want to give before we?
Yes. Always lock your fucking doors when you're pulling up to passengers.
That's
Keep
a good,
them locked. Never unlock. Roll down the window. Ask how many are in your party. Make sure you have the right passenger before you ever unlock and let them in. Because it's easier to say no and go when they're out than when they get in and try to get them out.
And it is one of the most bull BS
when you're
things that
getting
you have to deal with. But it's like it sucks when the passengers will, you get in this habit of saying like,
Road Run is still winning on the coolest background stuff. He's on TV now. He is.
I'm out here in the
him on TV in TV.
I'm in the woods somewhere
Do a video.
in the 1980s.
Okay, guys, we got to do this quick. Dave the Uber Slave, expert advice.
Always listen to your spouse.
I gotta agree with that one.
Yeah. Okay, that's not expert Uber advice, but all right. Dark Road Run.
Follow the drivers. Don't follow the company. The advice of this stuff. The drivers, there are plenty of great information out there. Experienced drivers, the people that these executives, you think they've ever driven the platform that they create, that they're responsible for? But no, the drivers have. So
unless they had paid customers.
Yeah.
Jay Crater on the Rideshare guy today. Jay Crater posted a great video about the changes in the rates.
He did.
We already talked about that. Yes, Jay Crater, that's his name.
Speaking of that, Harry came on my channel and donated me $10. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
I know, right? I was
okay,
the Rideshare king himself.
These guys just walked in the room, and we have to shut her down. So shout out to Big Diesel and Griffin.
Big Geese.
Yeah, and so.
All right.
Anyway, we gotta cut this short because I don't want to mad.
Yeah, don't get mad.
Thanks for having me, Mandy.
See, Dave was right. Always listen to your spouse.
Yep.
All right, guys. It's great to see y'all.
Peace out.
Thanks, everyone.
Get your money. Don't take crap from other people's spouses.
Green is for the money, gold is for the honey.
All right, let her
hustle hard or hustle smart. And if you don't hustle smart, take your broke ass home. DriverLadyPro out. DriverLadyPro out. Hasta la vista.
Peace out.
Peace out.